Hey Keylight Army, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have dyed my hair and this is actually my natural color. I just got really sick of keeping up with dyeing my hair blonde and I couldn't keep up with it and I didn't feel like myself, and I can't tell you guys how good this feels. I hope you like it. I used to always say that it was like my Sora colored hair, and it really does look like Sora's colored hair. I don't know why I ever messed with it, but I'm really happy to have it back. I hope you guys like it. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the video. So today I wanted to discuss something that has kind of been all over Twitter, and that is whether or not you should play the previous Kingdom Hearts games in order to jump in and play Kingdom Hearts 3. So I have a lot of opinions about this. Some are kind of wishy-washy and maybe a little bit neutral even, but I really wanted to discuss how I feel about it because it's very important to me and something that I'm quite passionate about, and I hope that this video can be a guide for those who are looking to get into this series, and I hope it can at least clarify things in a really, really calm way. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to just answer the question, should you play the previous Kingdom Hearts games before playing Kingdom Hearts 3? The answer 100% is yes. Like, I'm definitely not going to say that you shouldn't, because I don't think that the experience of Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be as good for you if you don't. And the reason I say that is because Kingdom Hearts has been out since 2002. The series has been ongoing. Yes, there have been games that have come out on not like main consoles. They've come out on the DS, the Game Boy Advance. They've come out on the 3DS, PSP, and even mobile. I understand why people might find that a little bit intimidating or confusing or maybe even annoying. I completely get it, but just hear me out. So those games that came out on handheld are now available on PS4. Every single Kingdom Hearts game is now available on PS4. Not all of them are playable. For example, 358 Over 2 Days, which was a DS game, and also Recoded, which was also a DS game. Neither of those are going to be playable, but you can watch the cutscenes and they're only a couple hours. It's worth it. Now, all the other games are playable and available for you, and there is even a movie on one of the other collections that you can watch. So basically, if you're a beginner to Kingdom Hearts and you're looking to get into it and you want to know what you should play, definitely ideal if you have a PS4 so that you can get the 1.5 2.5 collection. So many people get really confused by this and are always asking me, why is it called that? This is so confusing. And it's because they're simply collections of the previous games. So 1.5 came out for PS3 and so did 2.5, and they each had 3 games on them. But now we have all 6 games. So that's why it's called the 1.5 2.5 collection. So what you're going to want to do is play them all in the order that they are, except I would definitely recommend playing Kingdom Hearts 2 before watching the 358 Over 2 movie. Just do it. It's release date order, okay? You're gonna want to play them in release date order, which is something that a lot of people tend to argue about because they think you should play them in timeline order because there are some prequels in the series, but definitely play them in release date order. They came out like that for a reason, and if you play them out of order, you're probably gonna get spoiled and you're just most likely not going to enjoy the story the way that it was intended to be enjoyed. I just want to point out that I know that Coded was initially a mobile installment and it came out before Birth by Sleep, but I just don't think it's really that important to the story, so you can watch that last and it wouldn't be a big deal. I don't think it really spoils anything or anything like that. But that being said, that leads me to something that I wanted to say, and that is you are your own person and you can do whatever you want and you can play the games however you want, or you don't even have to play them and you can play Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing the previous games. Like, nobody can tell you what to do and nobody can force you to do anything. These are simply suggestions and hopefully a guide that can help you enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3 to the fullest, because honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I recommend people play the previous, I'm not doing it to be an elitist. I'm simply doing it because I want people to feel what I feel when I play Kingdom Hearts, and I want people to experience the story and everything that has to do with it, because there's so much. Even the side games, or even what people say spin-off games, those are not to be taken lightly. They have so much to do with the story, and they add a lot of complexity and even set us up for a lot of things that are going to happen in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I really do recommend that you play every single game and watch all of the movies available, especially because you can get everything on the PS4. So all you need is 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8. 2.8 has 3 more games, well, including a movie. It has Dream Drop Distance, which came out on the 3DS, 0.2, which is where you play as Aqua from Birth by Sleep, and it's kind of just a sequel to Birth by Sleep, and it takes place around the time of Kingdom Hearts 1. And then you also have the back cover movie, which kind of has to do with the mobile game Union Cross. So I mean, it seems like a lot, I know it does, but I can tell you that if you play all of these games and watch all of the movies, you're probably looking at maybe so I went on How Long to Beat, which is a website that tells you how long it takes to complete a game. And I just looked at each one. And for 358/2, I just did it for the movie on 1.5, 2.5, and same with the Recoded. But basically, I just looked at each one of these, added them together for the main story average, and I got approximately 145 hours, which is kind of a lot. But if you look at a game like Persona 5, most people put about that much into it, and that's just one game. So I don't think it's too bad, but I can definitely see how it might be a little intimidating. But yeah. Now, that being said, I am pretty neutral, and like I said, I don't think that people should ever be forced to do anything, and the only reason I suggest this is so that people can enjoy the game, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is a sequel. It is not something that is meant to stand alone. It is a continuation of a saga, and it will most likely be enjoyable regardless, but I don't think that it's going to be as coherent to those of you who haven't played the previous, because like I said, it's a continuation. It's almost like if you were to read the last book of Harry Potter, or if you were to maybe watch the last season of Game of Thrones. You're going to be confused, and maybe you'll enjoy what's going on, but you're not going to be able to fully take in what's happening, and you're not going to be able to just fully experience it. You're not going to have the character development where you're just attached to these people, and you're not going to you're not going to know some of the references. There's just so much that you're missing out on if you don't go through with this experience. Kingdom Hearts is literally like the most amazing series if you just give it a chance and kind of try to get past the fact that some of these games came out on handhelds, because it's worth it. I promise. The story all makes sense. It all ties together. There are some questions left to be answered, but of course, those are meant to be answered in Kingdom Hearts 3. My hoodie's like falling off of me. So if you don't feel like you want to play the games, that's totally okay. If you don't feel like you have the time, then I at least recommend that you look up some summary videos on YouTube. There are so many good ones here. Also, Kingdom Hearts is releasing official summaries. They're currently already out in Japanese. It is definitely at least something that can get you knowing sort of what's going on, so that you don't go into Kingdom Hearts 3 and you don't enjoy it. The reason why people are so adamant about this is because we just want the best for this game that we have been waiting for years. We want it to succeed and flourish, and we want people to enjoy the series. If we have larger content creators going around saying, I don't care that there are previous games to this series, I'm just gonna play it and see if it's good without playing the previous, and if it isn't, then I can say that, because honestly, like, that's not valid. You can't play something without prior knowledge and expect to give it a critical analysis, unless you're just talking about gameplay or music and things like that. Because if you're going to give an analysis of the story, then you need to take into account that it's a saga. You wouldn't just like review a Star Wars movie without taking into account the previous movies. That just wouldn't make any sense. I think it's really important to at least acknowledge that the game does have a history, and it has a really, really beautiful and complex story that it is going to be following. And to give a review without that in mind would be very, very deceiving, and it might stray people away from the series that we love, and that is why a lot of us are so passionate about this. That being said, Nomura has said that the game will be enjoyable regardless of whether you've played the previous or not, and I believe that wholeheartedly. I really do think that you guys are still probably going to like it even if you've never played the previous, but I don't think that you would be able to feel it on the same wavelength that you would if you played the previous and understood this complex story. I really believe that Kingdom Hearts is releasing these official summaries for a reason. I think that they definitely want people to experience the story before they go ahead and play Kingdom Hearts 3. Again, I don't think that anybody should be forced to play something that they don't want to play. And if they really just love the fact that Disney's in Kingdom Hearts and how good it looks, then I do get it. But I just at least urge you to give it a try. And if you don't like it, that's cool. I mean, you know, not everybody likes the same things, but I'm so passionate about Kingdom Hearts, and I just want people to love it. And I want people to understand what's going on and to just feel what some of us feel. But you do you, and of course I think it would be really cool to see the standpoint of somebody who hasn't played the previous, just to see what it's like. But if you are going to be giving a critical review for people to see, then I definitely think that you should at least look into the series and see what it's about before you talk about it, because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. Research is important. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you a little bit if you are looking to get into this series. And yeah, honestly, if you've been thinking about playing it and you have a PS4, go ahead and do it. You won't regret it, I promise. And if you do, then that's fine. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think and what your opinion is. I think for me, I'm just sitting at a neutral standpoint. I think that it is always best to play previous games before you jump into a sequel, just as with anything like books, movies, television. That's very important. But I also think that, you know, you can do whatever you want and no one can stop you, and it's not okay to harass people for their choices. Like, I know sometimes the Kingdom Hearts community can be a little abrasive. You guys should definitely chill if you are telling people like really bad things just because they're not wanting to play a game. It's okay to politely and respectfully tell people how you feel and what you think, and if somebody asks you for a suggestion, then tell them. Like, that's okay. You can have opinions. It's all good. We all do. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media. I am Keyblade Sarah on everything except for Snapchat, where I am Keyblade Master. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. And as always, may your heart be your guiding key.
Submit!